Well, the month is about to end as we head into the final few days and so many sporting activities to wrap up from the league, including the NPFL, European Football Leagues. We've also got the Champions League final coming up on the 31st of May 2025. Oh, goodness. This month, we've got loads of forfeit to go through, and the guys are right here to go through every single one of them. Femi Faraway is right here in the building. I've got Prince Sam, Olamide Onwuka, and Okpeyemi Imoru. Guys, it's great to have you join us. It's a full house, so I'm excited to see all the cast back today.
It's a pleasure.
I know you guys missed me, so I'm just glad to be back.
It's good to be here always.
You know, and before we go for the break, Prince Will has something to share. And Prince, I always tell you that you like to do style, shakara. At the end of the day, you believe in Nigeria even more than you say.
If I have a visa to travel to US, I'd rather stay in Nigeria.
Weren't you given a position last week?
Yes,
What's
I won
my
an
language?
election.
You're given a position.
I'm not giving. I won an election.
Oh, you won an election?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What was it about anyway?
I'm the current chairman of the board game.
What board game?
Scrabble, chess.
Also, Nigeria board games, all the board games. Oh,
Nigerian Melody Sports Council.
I don't know what
you were given the position now.
I won the election.
You won the election.
Oh, it was an election?
Yes.
He won the election.
Listen carefully. He said Ajeromi Ifelodu, not Nigeria.
Okay. Who were you up against, by the way?
Three other candidates stepped down.
So that means you were all alone?
Unopposed.
Unopposed.
I have no idea what you're
I know where it's going to.
We do.
Let's go for it. When we come back, we'll spread this matter even more. We've got lots to share with you when we come back. Okay, so let's start off stories today. We're going to start off with something from Nigeria, right? Why we mentioned all the European leagues and the NPFL. But first, one team that has been doing and making Nigerians proud is the under-20 side. That's the Flying Eagles. I'm going to start off with Prince Will because I remember Prince Will's words, and I'm putting those words back to him again. Those guys have impressed.
Well, congratulations to the Flying Eagles.
For you.
I'm not excited.
I know.
I'm not excited. We all talked about this competition before it actually started, and we had a benchmark, which was the semi-finals. They do definitely qualify to go to the World Cup. Why I'm not excited is if we go back to the normal tradition of seeing the enterprising playing pattern of the Flying Eagles, I've not seen that with this current squad. Zubaru is a fantastic coach. Technically, the team is sound, but I've not seen that flair. That's my own concern.
Olamide, I want to ask you about what you've seen so far, right, in the tournament. And we know the team has qualified. So now all attention is on that World Cup under 20. Yeah. We have never won it. We've been second twice. Mm-hmm. Do you think Zubair has got what it takes to push us that step further?
Definitely. Definitely. The fact that they beat the reigning champion, the defending champion of the AFCON under 20 at Senegal in the last match they played is just something that I found very impressive. But the first part of the under 20 aspiration is done. They have secured qualification for the World Cup. My expectation is going to the World Cup. Yeah. It's a step further. So if you can maintain this same set of player and maybe get an improvement in some key aspects, I feel like we stand the chance of going far in the World Cup.
Okay, you want to add anything to that?
Like Olamide said, I think there are two different competition. We might have said, okay, they've not scored a whole lot of goals in this tournament, but they aren't doing bad. If you look at it very well, defeating the defending champion, it's a whole lot. Going into the penalties, and we can see how good the boys are. They can do well come the World Cup.
It's funny how 3 people out of 4 are saying one thing. Only one person is going that way.
I can't sail with you. If you're in the sea, you have your compass and you know where you want to go to. You see, the problem with some of it is that you...
Oh, that's the problem.
Yes, you refuse to see the reality. A fantastic team, no doubt about that. Most of the guys are good players. But as a team, there's a quality of what you want to deliver. We've not seen that. And you just said something. Olamide stylishly dodged it. You want us to win the World Cup. Yeah, the mentality of every player that goes to the World Cup is absolute focus. And you need to work on this young man to get to that peak.
That was why I said that if he can maintain this same set of players,
I think he has.
Get improvement in some key aspects.
Can I ask you this question?
Yeah,
extremely very pertinent.
Yeah.
In this squad, at least I've watched their friendlies and I've also watched, I did watch all the games. Were they that talented, or are they that talented like what you have in
Can I answer
Etienne?
that question? I'm going to answer the question. I think what makes a team work is not about talent. It's about the fact that 11 people can think like one person.
Play as a unit.
And play as a unit.
Yeah.
Because if I put it to you, 2004, and I'm sorry for making this example, but the Greek team were not the most talented squad in the Euros. But they beat all the talented teams to win it. So I'm saying that
Something was obvious. They were focused.
So again, I've asked you, what's the definition of focus? We've conceded just 2 goals in this whole tournament. And in the words of Fergie, Sir Alex Ferguson, the great Sir Alex, he says, strikers win you games, but defense wins you championships.
Yes.
And that's what the tournament is all about.
Including the keeper.
The goalkeeper to when you mattered, stepped up. So I'm saying that if we get, these are things that we can change going forward.
You see, every Nigerian team has one factor: distraction.
No, there's no one is at the finish stage. You are still in a state of becoming, right? There's still, you have aspiration, you have goals.
Okay.
So let's wait for them for the under 20.
Okay.
I'm going to stay with you, Prince Will, because there's another game that you love so well and you've spoken so highly about, the National Sports Festival.
Oh, at last.
Last week we had great words about it, by the way. Have you been to Abeokuta recently?
The last time I was in Abeokuta was in March.
So that is the most recent of all of us.
That was in March.
If I was just bumping into Abeokuta, what are some of the side attractions that you look for?
Well, good enough. The stadia is ready with some ultra-modern facilities. Fortunately, I spoke to Coco, who is the head of Program and Services, OGTV. And some of the pictures I've seen and videos simply connote that Ogun State is ready to host the championship. My only drawback, which the organizers have assured, is the logistic. Moving from Abeokuta to Shagamu to Ikene might be a little bit tiring for some of the athletes, but Ogun State is absolutely ready from what I've seen on ground.
Okay. Olabide, let's talk about table tennis. Aruna Quadri leads Nigerian contingent to the World Championship.
Yeah, I mean, the ITTF starts this weekend. The World Championship, and Quadri definitely has to be the headline name for the squad. So I feel like Quadri is the top-ranked African player. You have the likes of Moasa, who is also very fantastic, the Egyptian. But Nigeria has not really won any medal in this ITTF championship, but Quadri has been the one who gets the closest. Well, you have impressive players like Muiz Adegoke. I mean, this guy, the teenage prospect, he's been showing us a lot of fantastic young guys coming up. So, I mean, I've been asking myself this question: what happens if Quadri retires?
Someone else will step up.
Who takes that name? Who still maintains?
I think that
we
always worry about the future so much.
Yeah. We should.
No,
shouldn't we?
Funke Oshinake, remember, was there for a long period.
For a long time. Even
Segun Toriola.
Yeah.
And someone has stepped into that position. And once they leave, somebody else will step into that position. Have we gone to tournaments with experienced players? Yes. Edem Effiong retired last year.
Yeah.
And somebody else has stepped in. Fatima Bello, Ojomo, Hope Doc has also stepped up. I'm saying, if you don't open that door, you will not know who
probably will not know. So, I think I told the same part as you, but I mean, look at the fact that in the past 5 years, Quadri has been... Quadri has been the mainstay when it comes to tennis.
You see, this is...
There's Gideon Motayo there now. Yeah, and he has been around for a long time.
The Aruna Quadri issue. If you have somebody who is understanding Aruna Quadri and is also on that same pace, yes, you can say you go to bed. But Aruna Quadri has only been the one up there, all true. So that's why I'm not doing the same line with him.
I think that financial incentive that comes to preparing an athlete for table tennis going around, pretty expensive, right?
I agree, yes.
And Segun Toriola was right there at some point. Aruna stepped in after his retirement. We've got Machu Kuti, like you mentioned, Muiz Adegoke.
We have Gideon Motayo too.
The guys who can step in. So, Prince Will, go to bed, sleep well.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Before we leave this segment, I just want to just go a bit off script. NPFL, Remo Stars, the parade this weekend. What do you think? What do you think about the whole thing?
I think it's going to come with a whole lot of momentum. We saw the one with Enugu Rangers. So I'm thinking there will be an upgrade in the parade. We are looking forward to seeing everywhere being beautiful, a good parade and a successful one.
We'll wait to see how that one turns out. We'll share the boss. What we just saying was the boss. Prince Will's Enugu Rangers won the title 2019. Their boss parade.
2019 K.
They are the defending
We're the 20 champions.
Sorry.
Last year.
Last year.
No, but I'm talking about the 2019.
I understand the parade.
The parade, yeah.
The parade. So I heard you guys almost confused me. It was the parade of 2019.
Got the bus.
No, it wasn't the bus. It was Gongoro.
A truck.
Prince, I'm embarrassed on your own behalf.
Thank you very much for being embarrassed.
Come and support teams that will do things the right way.
No. I've told you, Ikorodu City is a team that I drove my heart for this season. Yeah.
I like you. You're always very respectful.
Can we just stop
Can we go
this?
for a break?
I don't know why you.
I'm already asking him. You, Olamide, did you watch that parade in 2019? Did you see that bus?
It's all over. It was
It's not
everywhere.
a bus, it's a truck.
Sorry, did you see that truck?
It was everywhere.
Did you see Liverpool's on this year? Compare and contrast. Real life Prince, do that. It's in Shima.
Why would they? It is what they had. They used.
Let's go for a break. We'll,
We have to.
We'll come back and share thoughts concerning other stories when we return. Okay, so this part we're going through something that we know is inevitable. It's not there yet. It's somewhere in the pipeline. It's not been announced officially by Real Madrid, but it seems as though all the fingers are pointing that Xabi Alonso will take over as Real Madrid coach. Now, it's confirmed that he's leaving Bayer Leverkusen. Even Leverkusen have confirmed that. It's also confirmed that the Brazilian Football Confederation have said Carlo Ancelotti
Officially,
it's been confirmed. The only people that have not said anything is Real Madrid. They're the only ones who've been quiet. What do you think about it? Is it a great move? Real Madrid comes with a lot of pressure, right?
I know. I think it's a great move. Real Madrid don't poach people that doesn't have precedence. It doesn't have what it takes. It doesn't have something at hand. I'm looking at Xabi Alonso. He has done well with Bayern Leverkusen. He won the league with them. And
He went unbeaten that season.
So I think it's a great move but because if you look at the area of coach outside now, I think it's the only one that have that prospect of going to Real Madrid, and I think it's a good one for them if he has the right tools, the right player. I know there are some players he will allow to let go. He'll bring in his own player, like they do say. Then I think he's going to do wonders with Real Madrid.
Well, I mean, who does he let go, really? Because when Okpe puts it this way, we hear there are already internal wranglings. Rodrigo is complaining about he may want to leave. He's always been used as his third wheel or the fourth wheel in a three race. What do you think? Who will he let go?
I think the players who will leave already know themselves. For example, you have Lucas Vazquez. He has obviously fought that when it matters most in big games.
You can't blame him. He's played out of position.
He's been played out of position, but this is Real Madrid. Whenever you are called upon in any position, you have to step up. I mean, you look at the fact that you have a fella, Mendy, who's always out injured. So Real Madrid would let him go definitely. You come to the middle of the park, the big question would be, are you going to renew Luka Modric's contract or just let him go and get a younger, more energetic, intelligent midfielder? So these are questions that Xabi has to answer.
What does he do to and this is an open question, to Vini Jr.? Because this year we realized that a lot of times Mbappe and Vini Jr. never sort of track back.
I've always said this. This is what I've said the last time. You remember, and if you take your mind back to when we talked about... No, I'm serious. No, I'm telling you, this is something, you can't have players of similar profile in the same team and they are big name players. It will cause disjointedness in that team, which is very obvious. Look at the last match they played against Barca. Vini was absent. He was marked by his centre back in, what's his name? Eric Garcia. He didn't play anything, right? Now, the point is, when you have a Kylian Mbappe who obviously thrives, I'm really impressed with Mbappe playing out of position and getting over 40 goals in his first season. Trust me, this guy has proven the point that he's a fine player.
When you say played out of position, I don't get this.
Mbappe operates more from the left into cutting into
the right. Mbappe started as a striker,
but he didn't really get more as a striker.
Very correct.
So but he didn't really get more, as he's not known to be
I don't get this out striker.
Yes, he's not an out and out striker.
He's a
not like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But when you talk about playing a particular player out of position, every team has their game plan. Now, if the coach decides to put up a particular formation, you just have to key into it.
He knows how he play for front. Now he's comfortable.
Look, the truth is that he had to adjust. He
Adjusted.
had a very tough time adjusting.
At the World Cup, he
This
was
is a
playing,
fact
sorry,
now.
if I remember clearly,
Yeah.
even at the World Cup, once they took off Giroud,
Yeah.
they put him up front. They stuck him and they scored a hat-trick.
No, look,
Stuck up front. I'm
Mbappe-
saying that we always use this conversation of, Mbappe played out of position. But I remember at Monaco was a striker.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm saying if you were a striker then, when the world did not know you, all of a sudden the world knows you and you go, now I want to play from the left.
Well, that's his favorite wing. Every player has their favorite wing. They have a position they prefer to play from. Mbappe has made it known on multiple occasions that he prefers to play from the left wing.
And because
But
you
he's
like
a
to the
striker.
right.
He's a striker.
That's his favorite
No, but
position.
because you like to play
Look,
somewhere doesn't make
as a
you-
coach,
Let me
when
give you an
you-
example. Alex
Yeah.
Iwobi says I like to play in the hole.
Yeah,
But this year he's had his best season playing from the wings.
that's what I'm saying. Like, look,
So I'm saying that when you say one thing, it doesn't mean that's where you're most productive.
that's where your versatility comes in.
That's what I'm
obviously
going
Mbappe is for example, we've seen players. I mean, because of look at Real Madrid's injury crisis. Tchouaméni has had to play in defensive position. Valverde has had to play in right back position. It doesn't mean that when they call upon you to play in these positions, you play. But your favorite position is the midfield. For Valverde. Are you getting me?
What is
That's
Mbappe's
his natural
favorite position?
From the left.
Is that
The
what
same
he
position
says?
as
No,
Vin-
so I'm asking, is
That's
that
what
what
he says.
or what
Yes.
on the field of play?
Yeah.
What does it show? And I know that this shouldn't be an argument.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering that the numbers show he does better when he's a center striker.
Okay, maybe the number shows that, but have you checked his deliverables? What he was able to deliver
It doesn't
at
matter.
PSG. I mean, you're marking Mbappe's attributes in one season as a striker in Real Madrid. Go and check what he did at PSG.
At PSG
playing
last
from the
season,
left.
at PSG last season, he also played down the middle, and it's called
majorly from the
He
left.
played down the middle because
No, majorly from
so
the left.
under Luis Enrique,
Yeah.
this argument popped up.
Yeah.
And Enrique said the system he was going to play, it wasn't to start Goncalo Ramos as the top 9. Instead, it was him he started as the top 9, right? And then stuck the others on the flanks, the Zai Emery and the Bacolas. And goes, you know what, you all played there. And his numbers, he also,
I think I've forgotten the name of the striker that left. Was it? No.
it was Kolomwani.
Colomani was there. So I think for
They were
what
all on
they
the
did,
bench.
yeah. So sometimes he uses Gonzalo Ramos. He uses
Yeah, there were times he did.
Colomani, and there's one other white guy that I've forgotten his name as well. Left, but me, I just feel like Xabi Alonso has this game plan he wants to play. He knows the player he needs, but Real Madrid just have to do it.
I feel, and this
so
is
many
my
players.
personal opinion, I think that Real Madrid have over-pampered players.
A lot.
And I think that Mbappe, as good as he is, also doesn't do enough to help the team.
Defensively.
Now, the problem here is everyone says, he's Mbappe, he's the World Cup winner, he's done everything. And then, okay, all right, I get that part. But you can't have two of them in one team. We saw that against Arsenal. Both of them just did not mark, stayed and watched. And apparently, Camavinga, for me, that game they lost against Arsenal, the first game, Camavinga could have been Real Madrid's man of the match, himself and Courtois.
Easily.
Because they were doing everything.
Easily.
And he still got a red card. Don't forget, Camavinga got a red card, in that game. So I'm wondering that if you have players who will not, will Alonso accept that? No.
Femi, this is a valid point you raised. Remember when PSG had Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe?
Yeah.
Right? You know, they were always complaining about the fact that these three players don't track back.
And that's why the team never went far.
But look at PSG after they let go of these three guys. You see the energy, you see the fact that these guys are
fair
playing.
to the three.
Yeah.
One of the three took the team to the semi-finals last
No
season.
doubt. But there were some games that, look, you needed them to step up. You needed them to step up and, show the team spirit in them. But
Anyway,
they're just not there.
Let's just leave it at that. You guys think we'll have a successful win in Real Madrid? I think it will.
Yeah.
I think it will.
Considering the fact that his records at Bayer Leverkusen showed how zealous, tactful he is, and he's one coach who ensured that every precept of strategy he once executed on the field, he follows it up. We'll definitely have a very fine period in Real Madrid.
All right. It's a unanimous decision. We all agree.
I think that if
The only person that will not agree is you.
No. I also agree. But
agree.
I want to hope that Alonso is a tactical coach because
He is.
No, I want to hope. Listen,
Wait, are you saying that what he did at Bayern?
But was it fluke?
I mean, come on, man. I'm not saying. I'm just saying I want to hope because look, the tactical battle in La Liga these days is so intense.
And you think the one in Bundesliga is not tense?
Because this man has taken it, Hansi Flick has taken.
He has taken
tactics
nada.
to
It's
another
just that
dimension.
Madrid. He has not
Hansi Flick has taken what?
taken. He's taking what? It's Madrid that is lacking
You see
behind.
the way I'm looking at your
What
life.
tactical? He couldn't use the tactical prowess to do well in the
No
UCL.
problem.
Even
I beg
this way,
you.
your guy is looking at you that
It's okay. You will still this thing I'm still talking.
Even Prince Will
You will
is
still
on.
see it.
What
play out.
tactical? I beg you.
You will see. You will see.
Because he won the league.
Use another word.
Prince Will is shocked.
He hasn't even won the Liga, unless he
because
beats,
to me, right, the smaller teams in La Liga, they've shown Barcelona
now.
that
The guy has not beat them this season. Osasuna not beat them this
But
season.
they check the second leg. How far?
I know
Did you lose one leg?
The second leg equal.
Look at what he played in the UCL.
Go break.
Go break.
What did he play for UCL?
Wait till he play.
All Barcelona's matches in the UCL were like the best matches.
When
ever.
you're considering goals,
Yes,
like
now,
Ponga.
look,
Let's go for a
football
break,
is
please.
beautiful.
Let's go for
I
a
don't know
break.
what people are
Let's
saying.
go for a break. Thank you.
beg.
We're back after this.
I don't-
All right, so we got to the final part, and this part is where we agree to disagree, right? And last week we brought out some very good tips that people could go on. Quite a lot of my own, at least I'm sure all my own entered. I got one or two wrong, right? Like I had to state it. And when I not our predictions, the things she asked us to do, because like we're giving where what to look out for. This week we've got two new gentlemen in the building coming into that space, talking about Prince Willoughby and Olamide Omoka. She calm down now. We're talking to the viewers. Let them know. Guide them. You're guiding punters.
Okay.
Because last week, let me tell you what I did last week. I gave some very key things. Goals, corner kicks, bookings, and those things entered Prince. All of them entered.
Unfortunately, I'm not a good better.
We're not saying you should bet. I don't say you should.
Give tips. Give tips.
Give tips.
Only the tip. Just
Help
the tip.
people.
Yeah.
Only just tips. That's what we're asking you.
You know what? Let's have it to go. We are Prince is thinking. You know that Prince has to first. You have to.
Is in another dimension
Yes.
like this.
All right, so let's start off with Olamide. Olamide, FA Cup final, Crystal Palace, Manchester City. I know you're going to sit down and tell me how it's going to be a tight game, but if I was a punter, what should I look out for in this game?
Yeah, if I was a punter, I'd definitely say that both sides will score. I mean, because of Crystal Palace's prowess for goals, they have Eze, who has been both of them will score, but eventually Man City will win the game.
Okay.
So take Man City to win, and both teams will score, and there will be more than 3 goals, at least 3 goals in the game.
Has anyone got a different view?
Yes.
What do you think?
Crystal Palace to win the game. And Crystal Palace to score first.
Okay, let's go first. No, that's my twist. You know what I say? That things that I used to see when I climb through. You can see them when you see them.
Are you Zacchaeus?
No, it just shows I don't have the kind of wealth of experience it's got. All right, Prince, so let's go to you. Inter versus Lazio. Now, remember, Inter 1 point behind Napoli with 2 more games to go.
It's a tough one. Their last 3 games, they've not done too well. But I see Inter actually winning this game. 2 goals to 1.
2 goals to 1.
Yeah, a few corners though.
Correct.
2 goals to 1.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to predict the next one. Parma against Napoli. I think it's going to be a victory for Napoli. 2-0.
I think Napoli would win 1-0. 1-0.
Yeah. So that's confirmed prediction.
Yeah.
And let me tell you again, like I said before, last week, everything came in.
You didn't give me the scoreline for Arsenal and Newcastle. I'm looking.
No, I told you. So I'm not predicting. I just told you that if you're a punter, what I would advise you to do is go for corners.
Okay.
I'm saying go for corners. You guys have said who wins, who draws. I'm just saying, you know what? Go for corners. You're guaranteed corners will enter. Newcastle play a lot on that. Their wing backs.
The wings, yeah.
Yeah, they also rely on it. So Arsenal will commit those things. So I think corner kicks will be there.
I think I would advise one guy who usually go for throwing, corners, free kick.
It won't be bad. You can as well get 1 or 2 things from me, right? So it's a weekend. Any fun thing this weekend? Last week, Oke almost bored me to death. Because I'm like, what?
No.
But all I said some of the best things going into the weekend I had planned out. And Oke just told me,
But the guest we had on the set.
the guy said it was going to EAVCA.
Yes, and we promised.
Where did you go?
He didn't later show up.
Silence.
Who was the
For
guest?
me, I think my own lineup of activity for this weekend is actually
I asked.
I'm going shopping.
You see the guest there? The guest came with braids.
That's an expert. He's a professional.
I agree. But I'm not telling you who he was. You're going shopping. What do you want to buy?
Yeah, I'm going shopping. Going to do some personal and some family shopping.
Are you buying any underwears at all this weekend?
Do you want to get?
I'm only asking. No, it's just
Serious.
It's just curiosity.
I'm buying a lot of
Curiosity
things,
made you
lots of
ask.
things,
Yeah, I don't know. Because then shopping, I've never had a man see shopping.
Now that you have
The
mentioned
person that shops the most
what's
is
your
a lot.
size? I'll get you one.
It's me.
What's your size? I'll get you one.
Just buy large.
Large. No problem.
I can use large. What do you want me to use?
Extra large.
Extra large.
You
I
like
want
silk?
to buy. So I want
You like silk?
No cotton. Cotton.
No
based.
silk, like
Cotton based.
pink silk,
No cotton based.
cotton pink,
Cotton
or
based.
pink
No
cotton based.
cotton white.
White.
Cotton based or black cotton
Okay.
based.
And I try. That's what I do. Yeah. Okay.
Prince of any funding? Or any funding?
Yeah, I'm preparing for the National Sports Festival, so I might leave on Sunday.
that'd be good.
Not too sure
That'd be
yet.
good.
Not too sure, but
That'd be good.
I intend to leave on Sunday so that accommodation wise I could get myself on ground.
Whatever you do, make sure you lodge at the Olusegun Obasanjo. The
Right,
resort.
so,
Yes.
I don't think the people sponsoring me they will want to take that deal.
my God, that's a very
I love
good
being
thing.
honest.
And when you get, you just call me. You know
Okay,
what?
so
call me. Just call me.
No problem.
Give me a
Why are
call
you doing
out.
like this? What's this?
What I'm going to tell you that I'll make sure your trip is worth the while.
Okay.
You're going to be there too?
No. I'm just going to control. I'm going to get in control.
Okay.
I'm going to make it. You guys, you know I like Prince. This decides see the smiling face. There's nothing fun for me. This week is boring. So we'll wait till next week. We'll see if I have anything fun. You can see I owned up to my own. Big thanks to Prince Philip Viesan and Olamide Onwuka, also forgetting to me tomorrow. It's been a great time having you join us for Sports in 60 Minutes right here on our Studios. Until we catch you next time, go out, do great things. But above all, everyone, be safe. Bye.